Welcome back to my channel, guys. Thank you for always tuning in. If today is your first time seeing my face, my name is Chisom and I'm super excited to have you right here where we talk relationship, love, family, and how to make money to sustain our relationships and live happily. Okay, I film from Uyo in Nigeria, West Africa. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm sure you saw this topic and you were like, oh my God, let me see what she got to say. Maybe because you are a single lady living independently or not, but just wondering, I need to get married. Like, why can't they see me? I was you some time ago and at least for 39 whole years, so I can relate. If you're here for all the Jews, don't go anywhere because I'm going straight on to the first hilariously shocking reason why they are not asking you out. Number one, oh my God. Number one, probably, do you live in a big city like Oslo, like New York, like London, like Abuja, like Lagos? Which of them? Or maybe not. But if you live in a big city, then that's the reason why they're not asking you out. Now look at it this way. It's not because the city says don't talk to single ladies or anything like that, but just because most of the cosmopolitan cities are populated by majority of young people who came to find greener pastures, who came to hustle, for a lack of a better word, who came to make it, right? So everybody is on the fast lane. Everybody's thinking fast. Everybody's thinking how to make money, how to make the big bucks, how to make a name, how to be popular. And so almost as if it is not women and men as usual, almost everybody sees everyone like a man. If you know what I mean, like everybody sees everybody as the next person who could be their savior, who could be their next box, or they could rely on to get to their next box, if you know what I mean. So that psychology just makes it, tougher. Not impossible, but tougher for a single guy to see a single lady in the same city with them, big city, and just think of, settling down. Okay, did I hit you a different way? Like, guys, I also didn't know. I didn't also think about that because I lived myself for 12 whole years in Abuja in Nigeria, and it was the biggest, finest, most giving part of my life where I grew, I found myself, I explored, I lived my life, I found myself. But it was also the city that taught me that not just the fact that I will always travel also to the bigger cities, when I want to hang out. Apart when I want to go back home to see my parents is when I go back to the smaller cities. And so it taught me that there is just a thing with people who live in the big cities. That's why you don't drive around and see a lot of old people. The population of old people are very minimal compared to the other smaller cities. Have you noticed? So everybody is young, upwardly mobile, set to make kids. So it makes love relationships also transactional and very uncut, if you know what I mean. Okay, now what can you do about it? Now that you're there, you need to understand that you might just be there for a reason, either to make the big bucks, get the greener pastures, and then God will fix you up with your mate. That means you should also be asking God, be listening to Him. It might not be His timing yet. Also, it might just be because you are also very much thinking about age and looking at other people. It might not be God's timing yet. When it's God's timing, God might bring your husband right there or get you out of the big city, to a beautiful, lush place where you can raise a whole family, and if God will make it happen in your time. That's what happened to me, right? And so take it from me. That's why it's hilarious, okay, and shocking at the same time. Number two reason why, they're not asking you out. You probably attend a church, if you're a Christian, where there are large population, right? Like you go to one of those churches where everything is popping, the light, sound, ambience, pastor is good looking, has the word, everybody's going there. So you also think it's the probably better place to meet someone, and of course people are meeting people, okay? But then that might just be why nobody's asking you out, because you may be lost in the crowd. Guys, ladies, you might be lost in a crowd. And yeah, if you understand it, you better begin to think of things like become more active in the cell fellowships, right? That one you do in people's houses. So it gives you opportunity for people to get to know you nitty gritty up to where you live. You're able to share, right? And it will make all the difference. It will also mean that you might also need to join the central working teams, smaller groups where you can, give your talent and all that, and more people will get to know you for you, not as just a church member who comes and goes. If you get my drift, do you? So that might just be the reason the guys just don't know you so well. There are a lot of us, so other ladies. So I mean, everybody's trying to get to know everybody, but everybody's not getting to know everybody intimately, if you know what I mean. So think about it, and that might just be true. So what do? I've told you already. Go ahead and be more participatory, be more visible within a smaller group in that big congregation, and it could just make the difference. I mean, it could just make the difference. Okay. Number 3, right? You could also have not noticed that your circle are more of married people. Most times, most married men, they're the ones sending you gifts, asking you out, taking you on dates. For you, it's maybe just platonic, or you're going all the way, but at the same time, you're telling yourself, I'm just here for now until the single guy comes, and then we get into a happily after. But it has a way of delaying, things. I mean, take it from me, right? If you have majorly circles of married people, married men, the probability of them introducing you to your single friends are not there. I don't know why. Also, married men are making you feel like you have some more time, are making you, see the shinier things, and it's not helping you connect to the fact that the person you want might just be at your level financially, psychologically, age-wise maybe. And so while you're there, you might just be wasting time. You might just be keeping you away from the circle of people who really want you. I mean, what do? Be realistic about what you want, really, and be open about it. Make realistic choices and get out there and change your circle. Change your circle. Let's see. It could help. Why not? This is the third reason why it's hilariously shocking why they're not asking you out, right? Number 4. Okay, the guys are admiring you from afar because you earn, higher than them. Yeah, most ladies, most of us are, earning much more than guys in our peers. And it's not a bad thing. I mean, we worked for it, we advocated for it. We are there where we can, we have a little bit of more ease, more planning, we have more money at our disposal. And, because we earn also higher incomes, not to say that men in the same situation with us, we earn more than them. That's not what I mean. I mean that more young women are more, first of all, more educated, certificated, more are more attractive to the job market. People employ more ladies, even at the managerial, stuff, than men. And because of that, more women are earning men, and it's not a competition, right? But then now the thing is, we also have the disposable income. We also, with our income, we are still all getting gifts from the men, if you know what I mean. Unlike a man has to hustle from his money and also give to the girls, if you know what I mean. So men are not as, most men, not all of course, are not as financially buoyant as we ladies, and we keep hoping and for somebody who out earns us. So it also has affected our circle, it's affected how we carry ourselves, and that doesn't mean you should downplay yourself, right? But you need to look at men, the kind of men you're looking for, realistically, right? Look at the fact that he's male and he's human, and there's no superpower that makes a man out earn women or be anything smarter or anything. We are all having human experiences, and they have their struggles. They also have the expectations that may not have been met, so that way they are not talking about committed relationships yet, or they might just be fidgety or a bit more, apprehensive about starting off a relationship that way. So, what can you do? I mean, you're an independent woman, you earn, go ahead. If you see a guy you like, shoot your shots. Yeah, show him, give him the green light. Be his friend. Be there to help him. Um, don't lose your femininity, but be there to show that you are human. You understand that he's human too, and not just male. Sometimes we have a lot of expectations about males, and they're just, like us. They're just humans. There's nothing that works more in favor of men in that sense. And see, don't come to me with politics and stuff, because also women also have a chance, right? If we want to. So that way, I hope I'm all this rambling, you're able to understand what I mean. So go out there, shoot your shots for real. He might actually just be wondering whether he should speak up to you. Most men are not as confident and as go-getters as we think. These are all stereotypical way of thinking. So don't lose your man by staying and waiting for him to approach you first. And that doesn't mean you should ask him for a relationship. Just water the ground for him to probably connect with you like he has been desiring. Then you check whether he's really desiring for you and see whether the connection can happen or not. And it's not a one-off thing. Be happy in the process. Be excited about your singlehood and just keep being you. Okay? Then it could change one or two things. Don't be the laid-back female waiting for them to ask you out all the time. Yeah, sometimes when I was single, I used to call up some of my friends, oh, let's hang out there. Then they always are sincere to say, oh, not today and all that. I'm like, is it because of the bills? I will pick it. I remember a particular guy who was like, this is the first time anybody has taken him out. Okay, so just be friends, right? And leave expectations aside. That could help. Okay, number 5, you are not mixing up with your kind of crowd. That's because you're not even going out at all. You're not social. You are like me. Sometime back, you are comfortable with the fact that, oh, I'm introvert, I'm this, and I'm not saying everybody going out is landing husbands or boyfriends, but that could help. Okay, I mean, why do you just go home and then go to work, probably go to church, and that triangular life hasn't helped anyone? It hasn't. And again, it's not even like you're showing up online. So, I mean, it's just like business. The more people, the more new prospects you are able to expose your business to every day, the probability that more people will buy every other day. Okay? Yeah. So, even if you're going to get married finally to somebody in your circle of friends, somebody who you have known for probably 20 years, like in my case, after all the waiting till 39, I still got married to somebody I had known 20 years prior. And didn't even put in somebody I have friend zoned. Okay, let me just say I had friend zoned him. So somebody might also be your friend zone, black spot. But what I mean is, go out there, be more social, make singlehood fun. Okay, number 6, this one will shock you even more. Probably your husband to be is not in the city where you live, and you are constantly hoping that you meet him in the cinema, in church and all that. It will not work. Yeah, so you might just need to go with the flow. Be ready to move if there's any reason for you to move. Now, I used to live in the city where I always said, and I always knew, right, that I wasn't going to be happy living anywhere else in Nigeria but Abuja, right? And it has that effect on anybody who genuinely has lived there. There are more infrastructure, life is a bit more rosy, things are a little bit, they look up a bit, right? It doesn't make you feel that whole African, living in Africa kind of thingy. But when I got married, I had already left Abuja for community service in my family, for my parents, okay? This was me that hardly could leave Abuja to see my parents for more than a week, and I'm back. I had stayed with my parents for a whole year. Yeah, a whole year. So maybe that was just God preparing me to be able to accept someone who doesn't live in Abuja, because probably I would have still been wanting somebody who lives in Abuja, or at least in a big city, right? So probably your husband to be is not in your city. Ask God, Okay, then go with the flow. If an opportunity comes up that needs you to move, that usually you will say, oh, I don't want to live New York, I don't want to live London, this job is going to take me away from, I don't want to live anywhere else. Think about it again. Just go. That will happen to me. I had to go. I went to Wary, right? I stayed there, no boyfriend, nothing, but on phone, I reconnected with somebody 20 years, friendship that was not even in my active friend zone, right? And I live in the beautiful city of Uyo right now, and I'm not complaining. So you might just be also in that kind of shoe. Also, part of the things that will activate this will also mean that you are actively being yourself, sharing your passion, going ahead with what you love to do. Because my husband was also able to call me up to say, oh, I think we can make a couple, because he was actively following me on social media and on WhatsApp chats. I was constantly busy doing my work. It was in the line of my work and the messaging from my work that made him begin to think, I think I should gather the momentum to ask her for marriage. And yes, he told me this himself, that he had to prep himself to say, let me get out there. And you think he got a yes the first time, you are joking. Okay, so it might just be that tweak. Be open-minded. That's what I'm saying. Be open-minded. Don't be stuck up on, oh, if he's not here, if he's not in this country, if he's not somebody from my city, if he's not somebody from my tribe or race, I'm not going to go anywhere. That might just not be God's plan. And trust me, your happy ever after is just around you, but you need to be open to see it. Remember, you don't see what you are not looking for, so be open to see it. Okay, number 7, they are not asking you out because everything around you smells desperate to get married, waiting to get married, hoping to get married. Nobody wants that. Like, if your life is boring right now when you're single with all the vibes of singlehood, it will take a little bit of time for somebody to think you're going to be an interesting partner. And see, life is already too hard. Marriage is not the end, the ultimate in life. Marriage is a stage, a means to an end, kind of, right? The goal is to be happy, to be fulfilled. You're right, to die happy, smiling, right? So don't make marriage look like a stop. You're holding yourself back. You're not buying yourself that car. You're not taking certain kind of jobs. You're not even traveling enough. You're not doing things you want to do. You're not traveling out to get a certification because you don't want to leave your country in case you miss your husband. What's that? Wake up. Be yourself. Explore. Be happy. Singlehood is the best time to find yourself. So if you're desperate about marriage, putting your life on pause for marriage, you also might be the problem. I'm going to bring another part to this, and I hope this hits you up in a way that you love and can make adjustment, right? Please give this video a thumbs up to help my channel, and I'll be so grateful if you do. Subscribe and put the notifications on. I'm coming back hot. Trust me. See you in my next video.